Today, we become legends.
Hey, my name's Inter, and welcome back to the channel for another news update video for Smite 2 OB4. OB4 will likely be dropping about a week from now, sort of early next week, but they showcased Artemis and Awilix on stream early on the Titan Talk. So to start, we go through them, check out their plus ones, how they look in game, all that kind of stuff. So let's just jump right in.
The laptop up here, we've got audio here. So AJ, let's start talking about Artemis's plus ones and new features, and we can kick off with the passive.
Yeah, so unfortunately we won't be able to show this one because there is no stealth grass on the jungle practice map, which we'll talk about to the level designers about that. But a new aspect of Artemis, and it's also not in the text, which is also a bug we just noticed right before this, as we were preparing for this show. So Artemis has a new component to her passive, which is now Artemis is able to detect nearby enemy gods in stealth grass. So as the huntress goddess, it's only in basic attack range, I believe. So like it's really far away. You will still be able to hide a bit. You have to get a little close, which can actually make it like you can still get a bit of a surprise on her. You'll get in range for most abilities.
Okay, it's just a nice little bonus for Artemis there. She can see people in stealth grass within basic attack range. It's a little bit harder to ambush her, a little bit harder to do that kind of stuff. I assume it's just for stealth grass and not for all kinds of stealth.
So the rest of the passive is unchanged. Ability 1 unchanged. Should have parity, although we can talk about there's a little bit of we're consistently updating this one for visual clarity. So we did port the enemy Artemis that's like unified per skin, and we added even a little bit more motion to it and stuff like that to help people see the enemy Artemis trap. Ability 2 does have a new effect, which if you want to go and fire that up and shoot the Emir, it now has a successful hit tracker. It spawns these little charges next to you, and if you complete all the charges, it will extend the duration of the effect.
Oh my god!
I guess it has to be. You have to hit a god.
That's infinite.
Double check, because that would be a little too crazy. But as long as you keep...
What the hell, dude? So every time you hit 4 basic attacks, you get like, looks like about 3 seconds extra worth of time on this. Only gods does mean you probably won't go infinite with it all too often, but that is still kind of insane, man. The fact that you sort of can go infinite with it. If you have pretty high attack speed, you know, if you have like 2.0 attack speed, you can hit 4 basic attacks in 2 seconds and you get 3 seconds of extension. So you could even miss a couple potentially and still just get infinite of this. That's kind of nuts, man. That makes it one of the better steroids in the game. It was already quite good in terms of what it gave you, to be honest, with the attack speed, movement speed, slow immunity, or more like a slow cleanse and a brief bit of slow immunity. You don't get it for the full duration. Yeah, still, that's pretty nuts. It seems like they didn't go with what was in the data mining as well. I think in the data mining, she had a similar system with like a 4 charges, but you could then refire it afterwards like Ola 2, and you fired out a piercing projectile that did damage based on how many autos you hit with the steroid. Looks like they didn't go that route. You just, when you hit 4 basic attacks, it's going to extend the duration of it, which could go absolutely crazy in some team fights.
Yeah, it's a fun little... I like when we add kind of little mini games to gods.
I'm a big fan of that as well. I like little mini games.
But it is, you're kind of doing the thing you want to do anyway. You know, land your shots, and you're going to be shooting better.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy though.
Artemis has always been good at this phase of the game. Just if she's free casting, you know, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah,
right,
for sure. And then
you can even stack like an insane amount of attack speed as well, and just kind of lean into that. You know, if you can get up to like 3.0 attack speed or something with a weird build, then you can attack 3 times per second. So you would just need, you know, it extends it by 3 seconds. You've got 9 basic attacks that you can get out in that amount of time. You just need to hit 4 of them to go infinite. So you don't even need to hit like half of your basic attacks. I don't know, man. I feel like that could go kind of hard. That's a pretty crazy change. The 3 looks like
unchanged. My favorite
Oh.
ability name: suppress the insolent.
Yeah, all of her ability kit is a little bit, you know, like grandiose, and that's okay. That's fun. No specific new changes to report. Just should be at parity.
Nothing too new on the 2. All the 3, sorry.
And, if anything feels wrong, let us know. It's about everything we mentioned should be feeling exactly like Smite 1 or better.
And then we've got the ultimate tried and true Caledonian boar.
Tusky.
There's a Tusky.
So
so no
Tusky
changes
did
on
have
that,
a bit
I guess.
of some cleanups to try to make sure he is, you know, more responsive and
I just say
at least
cleanups.
performing at parity or more responsive than he was in Smite 1. He won't just like miss his charge. Like if he's set to charge you and you somehow dodge it or juke it, he can change direction. He can kind of curve.
Okay, so just some reliability cleanups on Tusky should feel hopefully a little better in Smite 2 than it does in Smite 1 in terms of him just randomly like not hitting the target you want him to hit or missing or whatever. So that's pretty cool. That's basically all the +1 changes for Artemis, I believe, but I think she's also launching with an aspect, which is pretty cool, so we'll get into that hopefully.
All of Artemis's base kit, but Artemis launching with an aspect, right?
That's right. And this one is interesting because this aspect affects the ability 1. If you could hover it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say
the aspect, the aspect of the wild. So this kind of the goal of this aspect is kind of to make a mage Artemis, which is kind of crazy, right? Because she's always been so basic attack focused,
Right.
But
not necessarily, man. Ability-based Artemis builds have cropped up occasionally in Smite 1, especially in the later years. Yeah, this is definitely going to lead into it more. So the 1 no longer roots or cripples gods, but can now target minions. Trigger traps also now heal Artemis and deal damage in a larger area. So yeah, looking more towards that kind of ability-based Artemis build with, like maybe Crusher, Heartseeker, that kind of stuff. Interesting.
Changes the trap to be kind of a larger explosion area with a persistent repeated hit effect. So it's bigger. Let's see. That no longer roots and cripples. It now hits minions. So if minions or jungle, you can usually use this jungle Artemis, which we
jungle Artemis. Hell yeah.
It'll give Artemis a little heal, and it'll do a persistent AoE damage. So kind of like an Anubis AO3 or something like that. So it does not do a lot of damage if you just touch it once. You have to actually stay in the area. Boom.
Oh wow, yeah, pretty big AoE increase. Wow, that's like the same size as the 3, I think.
To go along with it,
right?
Which is cool.
Looks really cool. Wait for the minions to come up and get it in lane here.
So we've had some testing, and this has been she was a top. You could have him. Well, you could have him run a little bit closer. To
Seems to do decent-ish damage as well.
This is really good.
I assume it just does the regular trap damage, but obviously it's AoE now.
The minions path into it and blow up the whole wave. She is a top tier mid laner in our testing so far.
Okay.
And it even
take that with a grain of salt. They said before, when they were releasing Akate, they were like, she's a top tier support in our testing, and then it turns out Akate support was not viable whatsoever. Talking about base kit Akate, obviously you can have some level of success with aspect Akate and support, but this was base kit Akate when they were initially releasing her. So don't take anything they say as gospel in terms of their internal testing. Sometimes that stuff really does not pan out in my experience. But I could definitely see how this could make her a more solid mid laner. You build an ability based build, you have a pretty good clear with the 1. Could definitely be interesting. It might even be cool if they added a charge mechanic to it or something where you can hold 2 or 3 charges of this. Now that you can't just stack them on top because they did DR before. You couldn't have multiple charges with regular Artemis one, but maybe in the aspect you could have multiple charges of this and kind of place them around a team fight at the start or something. Around Fire Giant, use them to detect people walking in and deal AoE damage. I don't know, could be kind of cool, but yeah, regardless, that is probably going to make her a lot stronger with an ability based build, maybe even as a mid laner or potentially a jungler or something like that. But yeah, that is all the Artemis changes. So just she can see people in stealth grasp within basic attack range. Her 2 can be theoretically infinitely extended as long as you're hitting basic attacks, and then the aspect changing her 1 into what we just saw. But yeah, Artemis will be the first god of OB4, so she'll be launching next week with the patch, and then Awilix, which we'll get into in a second, is going to be launching week 2 of the patch, much like Achilles just launched today when Rama was the launch god for OB3. And here we go, we got Awilix as well. Obviously has a remodel. They showcased that on one of the Titan Talks last week, I think on Friday. I've already covered that in a video if you may have seen it already, but yeah, she is going to have a remodel to look really good in my opinion. But let's jump into the kit changes and all that stuff.
Pretty significant model update.
Yeah, we teased it on Friday's show.
Yeah, that's a new model.
Show it already, from
Mm-hmm.
the forward perspective.
We showed a picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, pretty significant model update to her, her clothing, face, everything really. She still very clearly reads as Awilix to me, not any crazy silhouette breaking change or anything like that. Just a details pass really, but it was really a full model update. So she looks really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so going through the kit, the key thing to mention of this kit is extremely specific in how it flows, right?
Yeah, it's so field dependent.
This kit,
it's like Uller, right?
Yeah.
This kit, it's more, I think even more so than Uller, because this kit literally says press 1 and then press 2 and then press 3 and then press 4, and if you don't press it in the right order, it just...
I mean, not really, dude. You often don't jump in to engage with Awilix. That's usually not something you do. And it's not that specific of a kit flow, in my opinion. You can do, multiple ways of engaging with Awilix. As I said, you can jump in with Suku. You can go for a knock-up. You can blink on them. You can just walk up to them and just feather step and then get the knock-up from that. You can go in for the knock-up initially, ult them in, and then do your feather step and then chase with Suku or whatever. There are multiple ways you can use the kit, but they are right in saying that, it's a very specific, focused design that, has a very good flow to it that they don't want to interrupt or anything like that.
Falls apart. So we really did not want to disrupt that in any way for this kit. So her +1s are kind of some extra additive optional effects. We really didn't want to disrupt that core flow of the kit. So therefore we found this kit was a specifically challenging kit that we wouldn't want to change or rework any one ability because the whole thing just kind of falls apart. So
Yeah, that makes
the
sense.
first +1 is on the passive initiative. So when you deal damage, you get this buff for 4 seconds. But if you dive in on Suku, you get it for 6 seconds.
Nice, cool.
So pretty simple change.
that
Just
could
get a
be
little
good.
bit bonus on the effect.
6 seconds of 30% increased basic attack power and strength. Obviously, those are going to stack with each other. You know, the basic attack power and the strength is going to stack on top of that. That's going to be a lot of damage, man. That's going to be a lot of damage. 6 seconds of a 30% strength buff. You know, we've seen from like Sol with what a 40% int buff can do. It's obviously stronger with int because int is more available. But still, like a 30% increase for 6 seconds. That's pretty impactful. Issue is, as I was saying earlier, generally, you don't leap engage with Suku that much on Awilix. You generally find other ways to get in and then save Suku for chasing or getting out. But sometimes you do leap engage with Suku, and you know, this gives you a little bit more of a reason to do that when you wouldn't really do it before on Awilix. So maybe you want to jump in with that now to get the extended buff.
Let's see, next ability 1 and 2, no major changes. Just parity. So ability 1 you get on Suku. I mean, Suku I think also got a bit of a model update, so he
Yes.
looks awesome.
Yeah, Suku
That's
looking good.
Just one thing
Yeah,
to
after
notice.
we go in game, we'll show off the front.
They
God
look
page.
really
Yeah.
good on the front end page. Yeah. All right. So ability 3 has one really cool new +1, but
yeah.
first you need to get on Suku, and then you need to aim at those Ymirs, and you can fire.
Ah,
the AO3
yeah, dude, that's
from,
cool. That's cool.
From Suku.
Which is pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's something I've been suggesting for Awilix for a long time, that you just be able to throw the 3 straight from Suku. When I've said it, I've usually said it will dismount you, you know, because you kind of you're throwing Suku out, you think it will dismount you, but it doesn't even dismount you here. It straight up just lets you keep being mounted on the 1. So you can kind of like, you know, walk around on Suku, bait out the 3, throw it. If you see it's about to knock up, you can right-click dismount, ult them in. But if you see that it's probably not going to knock up, you can just stay on Suku and stay mobile and stuff like that. So that's a really cool change, in my opinion. I think that's going to add a lot of sort of new dimensions to the way that you engage with Awilix. You probably can't ult well on it, right?
Nope, you cannot.
You would need to do the quick cancel
Yeah.
then, and then do it.
To be fair, there won't be that much reason to. You'd rather just cancel so that you're ready to feather step afterwards, you know, rather because I assume you can't feather step on Suku as well at that point. So yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, you can't do something
And I think
like
the
that.
reason
She is a pretty high skill cap jungler who is capable of doing really crazy, amazing things if you are good with her. But if you're not very good, it's a little bit of a rough time sometimes.
Well, all of her abilities are situational.
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
people struggle
Yes.
with. Like the 1, the 2 only knocks up when you hit someone from the side or the back, right?
Oh, wait a minute. 60% strength? Is it a flat amount of physical power in Smite 1? It's a 60% strength boost? That's kind of insane. Especially when you stack that with, you know, the 30% from initiative and stuff. You're going to get a 90% strength boost. You're almost doubling your strength when you, like, do an engage with the ult. Like, if you 3 someone, you get 4 seconds of the passive, and then the ult and get however many seconds of this? 6 seconds. Yeah, not sure if that's intentional or not, but I'm pretty sure it's a flat value in Smite 1. And it's now a percent value in Smite 2, which is definitely going to be a lot better. 60% strength increase is pretty massive. It also says 60% basic attack damage increase as well. Again, I don't know if that's intentional, or maybe they've just left percents on there when it's actually going to be a flat value in game. But if those are percents, that's going to be absolutely insane, man. She's going to be hitting so hard if you're with a full damage build, if you're getting a 60% boost on both of those things. But yeah, it also seems like she's going to be entirely strength scaling god as well. It's not going to be any int scaling on Awilix, which is unfortunate that you can't really use Jade Scepter very well. You're probably never going to be able to build Jade Scepter on her for the guaranteed knockup. But I guess you could use Hexstone. Maybe at some point down the line, they'll add a strength item that has a knockup as well, or something like that.
So then we have the ultimate, which also has a little new benefit too. So while the gravity surge buff is active, you will always gain the maximum benefit for feather step.
Oh,
So
wow.
if you 4, you can immediately feather step for full effect. You no longer have to set it up.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's pretty good as well, man. So if you 3 and ult someone in, you don't have to basically attack them twice anymore. You can either just do it immediately. It depends how long Feather Step will stay on them from the 3, because you have to have damaged them recently to be able to Feather Step them. So if it stays on for the 3 long enough that when you pull them in, you can still Feather Step, you can just do it instantly, or you just basic attack once and then get the full value rather than having to basic attack twice after you ult them. So that's pretty interesting as well. But yeah, I think that is all of the Awilix changes that they've got as well. They did also go over the ascension passes for Awilix and Artemis in game, which which we'll check out. Let me know if you want to see this in future. They do often go over the Ascension passes, but I usually just do the in-game showcase and then call the video there. But if you guys are interested, we can go over the Ascension passes in future videos as well. So do let me know if this is something you want to see for future videos, or if you just rather see the in-game showcase. But yeah, here's Awilix in game. She's got a really cool like idle animation in the menu screen, where she's like sitting sideways on Suku. It looks really sick in my opinion.
And she has the best emote of all time.
That's a shadow skin.
It's great. So we've got Shadow Awilix up here first. I love how the purples are kind of transitioned to like that more crimson dark red.
Yeah. Suku looks terrifying.
I know, right? That's a scary jaguar there.
It's pretty cool. I like like the texture of the pattern. It's really cool.
Cool. And then you've got your tracker, or Murder Mitten Miles. That's a fun name. Distance traveled while riding Suku.
That's a funny one, dude.
That is great.
If India names that shit fun.
Yeah. You got your
That's
mastery
good.
emote. You've got your clap. You've got your objectives destroyed. God assists. And then second epic tracker
Moonlight
is
Boops.
Moonlight Boops. The number of times a wheel
knock ups with the 3.
2 or more enemy gods with the same moonlight charge.
It's very much leaning.
Probably quite
into the
hard to do,
cat-
actually.
Yeah, it's great. Moving on to the Onyx skin.
Ooh,
Looking
classic, but it always looks so,
so
sharp.
sick.
man.
I use that. That's probably my most used mastery skin on every god is Onyx.
I really like the opal ones
Yeah.
most of the time.
I'm more of an opal fan than Onyx.
Oh,
That's
for the
pretty
most part.
good.
Suku looks sick.
The opal,
Okay.
opal,
I think Onyx looks better for
leopard
Awilix
does
though.
look awesome.
Suku looks a bit weird in the opal.
And then AJ kind of teased it.
The
but
best
the,
emote
the
of all
emote is
time.
great. Yelling at Suku.
Yeah, like a Suku. That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's just how
He's
can
one
you
of the most
blame
always
Suku?
slap,
That's so rude.
Right?
But you know, we had this.
You made
meme,
me miss my feather step.
This
Come
meme
on.
was just I as much as I fear this character in the right hands, this is one where you can juke her so hard. If you bait a Suku leap and you like 180 right as
yeah.
they leap, you are like a mile away
Yeah.
from the Awilix, and the Awilix just has to look at you like,
He's like, come on, Suku.
dang, I got ju-. Like if you do, you could really juke a Awilix hard. So this is what I think of when this meme happens, when you juke that Awilix
Yeah.
real hard. The support cat.
Then you got your wave. The title is Moon Goddess. The God Kills tracker. Got your badge. Oh, the
badge
badge
looks
looks
good.
great
Yeah.
with the new art.
We
Looks
did. We
really
got
good.
Suku in there too.
I love it. And then we've got Radiant Awilix and Suku.
Oh, Radiant slaps,
Looking
dude.
clean in that
Very
white
clean.
Radiant always slaps though, man. They always look good.
And I believe the card effects is working as well.
Really
So
nice
you'll get this
frame as
on,
well.
Oh,
wow.
nice.
At the
Big
very
fan
end
of that
your
frame.
ascension pass with the Awilix.
Oh, the
I love
eyes?
the moon. The
The
eyes at
eyes?
the
Oh,
bottom
that's
and the
cool,
cycle
yeah.
of the moon
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the top. That's a good one.
That is. That's a really nice one.
Yeah, that's really nice.
All right, I'm
We
gonna
usually
bring
have
this-
these super late, so it's cool.
All right, and we of course have Artemis as well. Her Ascension pass to go over as well.
Shadow Artemis.
That's Shadow skin.
Looking great.
Yep.
And the first epic tracker is Master Trapper. Number of enemies trapped by Transgressor's fate.
I wonder if you can really farm that up with the
I know,
aspect.
right? With the
That's what I was
aspect, yeah. Your emote and then the clap.
Might not count as trapped if you didn't get
That's
ri-
true.
crippled.
Yeah.
I like. Can you go back to the shadow skin for a second?
Oh yeah.
It just was like that. The red aura around her arm.
Oh
It's just
yeah.
like-
I didn't even notice.
That's
that.
cool. That's cool.
It's just funny to me, Artemis trying to look fierce because she's such like a sweet
Right?
little thing.
Yeah.
She's like short.
It's
She's
the
like one of the
exact
shortest
opposite.
gods in the game.
Yeah, I think
It's
she's.
just
It's like her and Rat are like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you're like aw, and then you go boom, 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 and you're
Right,
dead.
yeah.
Like just crits and
And then
Flying
the
out of the
second
bushes on
Hog
you.
Wild.
epic tracker, Hog Wild. That's a great name.
Hog Wild.
Number of enemy gods charged
Nice.
by the Caledonian Boar or Tusky, as we know and love him. And then we've got the Onyx skin.
Oh, Onyx goes hard there, dude.
Even on,
Still looks good.
Yeah,
Still looks good.
great.
still my favorite.
We've got Opal.
Opal's nice too.
Yeah, on some of the more like just normal humanoid characters, I feel like the Opal looks just like JRPG hero, and you know I am a weeb. I love it.
Then the Mastery is just oh, poor Tusky.
Rip Tusky, dude. Rip Tusky.
This is certainly a meme reference, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if
I
it's
just
somewhere.
don't.
Chat
remem-
probably knows,
I don't
yeah.
even remember which one this is from. I was part of this Awilix Suku pitch, but I don't remember this
Oh,
one.
Mudang.
Apparently, it's a Mudang reference.
Ah,
It's Scarlet.
Mudang.
Scarlet,
yeah,
are you
yeah,
watching? Scarlet,
We've
we
been
finally
trying
did
to
it.
we've been trying to get Mudang in
Yeah.
for a while, but
Then we've got our wave emote. Hi, Artemis. Hunter is the title is Hunter, fitting for Artemis.
I feel like if I am any carry player, I'm going to want this Ascension
Right,
Pass
yeah.
to get this title so I can just be Hunter everywhere.
true.
You've got your God kills. You've got the badge, and then we've got Radiant Artemis.
Ooh.
Radiance always looks so good, man. I feel
Light gray pants. Like, it's a good
Oh, yeah.
contrast.
very good.
Yeah, her armor is. Really
armor looks
conducive to
sick
this
as well, yeah.
Yeah, looks really well.
Let's see if we've got the card effects in. Ooh, we do. Nice.
I like the layer.
pretty cool frame as well.
Yeah.
Got the little vines here for the trap.
Oh, they shoot on the other side too. Nice.
That's a good one.
That's pretty cool.
That is the Artemis
Right, that is everything to go over for Artemis and Awilix, though. I've seen them in games, seen the Ascension passes and all that stuff. Again, let me know if you want me to showcase the Ascension passes in future, like, God showcases and stuff, or if you want me to keep it shorter and just do in-game segments. Let me know down below, and I will catch you guys for another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.